Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my American War of Independence Revolution series. If you missed part 1, I'll put a link up here and you can go and have a look at that, and it will explain why somebody from England is doing about the American War of Independence. If you've already seen part 1, then let's get the rulebook out and have a look at it. Back in a minute. Okay everyone, so here is the Black Powder Revolution rulebook. As I say, it's a nice big thick book with 254 pages. So we'll have a quick look. So at the beginning we've got a large index. So the first, where are we up to? The first chapter is pretty much all the rules, which goes up to page 93, and then we've got advanced rules on 94, useful rules for commanders, and then liberty or death, which is years, weapons and tactics, forces of the crown, forces of the rebellion, Indians, and then chapter 4 about the rebellion itself. Chapter 5 is army lists, and then you've got down at the bottom, chapter 6 is scenarios. I say some of these scenarios are from the Black Powder American War of Independence supplement. So I think what they've done is they combined the rule book with a bit of info on the American War of Independence and some of the scenarios from the supplement. So I'll have a quick look through. I mean, I like the way they took the Black Powder rulebook, but they've redone it and they've used pictures using the epic scale miniatures. So I like the way they've done that. Because I mean, I thought they might have just done it with, see like how this is, but they've actually re-photographed the pictures and did them using the epic scale. So it's nice. Well done, Warlord, for that. That's good. I think I'm not going to go through this because the rules are pretty much the same. Obviously, movement is slightly different because you've got different size bases, etc. But the rules are pretty much the same, and you'll see that when I start doing some games. Now there's different things. There's a section in this. So we've got the advanced rules here, and then we've got useful rules. The liberty or death, so it's like a map of the area. It's all down the eastern seaboard by the look of it. But as I was flipping through this book, I say it's all got epic pictures in it. There was a section that I liked, so forces of the crown. Most of the other Black Powder supplements, if you've got any of them, they give you scenarios based on events that happened, which is fine, and to be perfectly honest, that is what I like to play. However, in this, they have put something in that I like. If I can find it. As I say, I've already had a look at this book, but me being me, yeah, I never mark the pages. Here we go, this one, chapter 4, lighting the fire of rebellion. So it's got one-on-one games. Black Powder system author wants to play large multiplayer games. Sections prevent helpful ideas, suggestions for players wishing to play one-on-one games. So this basically gives you a basic outline, so you can actually use your own scenarios. So instead of using the scenarios in the book, you can basically turn up with an equal sized points force and play one-on games that way. So you've got scenarios, we've got encounter battle, we've got approach battle, and got meeting engagement. So they are three generic scenarios that you can play for just setting up a force. So if you've got like I've got the English box, and I've ordered one of the continental boxes, so you could field an English battalion against a continental battalion, and you can play the game using this encounter battle. So that's good. Saves you. It means you can be playing quicker than you used to play using the previous editions, where you had to have enough figures for the scenarios in the back of the book. So that's that, and then we've got, goes on to the army lists. A British Army list, it gives you a list, and look, you see you've got your points here, so you can play a 500 point game, and you can choose your units from here, your commander points there. There's this British commanders of note. Then we've got rebel army lists, again points list for the units, so you can use the points to do your two forces, and then away you go. So we got example army lists. So that's a 500 point list there. So we've got Cornwallis as your commander-in-chief with 3. You got the 1st Brigade with a brigade commander is 80 points, and then you've got 1 battalion of grenadiers, 2 battalions of line, 1 squadron of light cavalry, and 1 light artillery battery for 259 points. And then the 2nd battalion is Hessian Brigade. So you got 1 battalion of Hessian Grenadiers, 2 battalions of Hessian Infantry, and 1 unit of Hessian Jaegers for 241 points to give you 500 points. So that's an example army list, and there's an example continental list as well. So this, as you say, it lets you do your own list and then just play a war game rather than playing the scenarios. But we'll have a quick look now at the scenarios that are in here. So here's we go, Bunker Hill. So as you can see, a lot of scenarios, when you play them historic, you'll find that you're definitely won't be a matched force, so you won't have an equal side. So on this one we've got Rebel Forces of Prescott, and he's got Connecticut Militia, Massachusetts Militia, 2 New Hampshire Militia, and then Massachusetts Light Artillery. And in Charlestown you've got 3 tiny militia units, and reinforcements you've got 5 small militia units. And then on the Crown Forces we've got Grenadier Battalion, Light Infantry Battalion, 5th Foot, 52nd Foot, Royal Artillery, Medium Artillery Battery, Royal Artillery, Howitzer Battery. And then we've got the 2nd Brigade, which is the 38th Foot, 43rd Foot, 47th Foot, 1st Marine Battalion, and Flank Battalion. And then we've got a 3rd one led by Clinton, and it's got the 2nd Marine Battalion and a 63rd Foot. And it says here, note all British battalions in this game have the superbly drill rule. So all them on them is definitely not a even match, but that's how scenarios go. So you've got the option to play these scenarios in the back, but you do need more figures than you get in the standard battalion box. There's a lot more figures involved in these scenarios, so having that bit here, where is it now? Should have. So having this bit here, chapter 4, allows you to play games with smaller forces until you build up your army to the size where you can do the scenarios. So there you go, that's a quick look at the book. I say I do like the inclusion of the battles part, so you can use points to build your forces rather than playing the standard scenarios. It's great for when you're first starting out and collecting your figures, so that's really good. So what else have we got? Well, I've painted up my first unit, so that's my first unit. I say they're not brilliant, they're only tabletop, so I've painted them, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint up these, and then I'll do a next video, I'll do a guide to how I painted them. I say no, I sprayed them all white first for easiness. So that's them drawn there. I'll show you the backs as well, so you can see. I say not fantastic paint jobs, but they're not meant to be. These are 15mm figures at the end of the day, and at 3-foot rule you can tell they're British, and that's what I'm happy with. And I've also got these. Now, if you've gone back through my American Civil War videos, you'll know I have a few of the American Civil War buildings. And I've just got these New World houses from Micro Art Studios to go with those buildings that I've got. So I'll get these put together, and then these will join my American War of Independence buildings, and I can use these plus them in my Revolution games. So yeah, so thanks very much for watching. I may do a video of assembling these, but next thing I will do is probably going to be how I've painted my British. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.